Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Denver, Colorado. And this is my buddy Puccini, who helps me in the craft room. And I have a beautiful Christmas card for you. I'm full into putting together Christmas cards, so we're going to see a bunch of them here in the next little bit. And I'm taking that same ribbon concept and applying it to some beautiful ribbons. And the ones that I'm going to show you, there's a couple of exceptions, but most of them can be found at Hobby Lobby right now. So yeah, I've got one that is all Stampin' Up! Paper. That's the one we're doing today. So let's just get started. Here is my card. And this is just very fast and I think just beautiful. So it looks like this on the outside, and on the inside it says, wishing you a year of wonder. And these are using, I think everything here is current except maybe the rhinestones, which are the old gold ones. But I'm sure you have something, even regular rhinestones would work really well with this. All right, what we need to make this card, I used a cherry cobbler base, and it's just a little bit darker than the red in the designer series paper, but I really like the contrast. So this is 8.5 by 5.5 scored and folded at 4 1/4. Then I used a piece of basic black that is 4 inches by 5 1/4 to create this panel. Then we have a piece of this beautiful designer series paper that is 3 3/4 by 4. So it's going to sit with the 3 3/4 piece up here with a little bit of a margin on the black at the top and the sides. Then I have a piece of gold foil, and this piece of gold foil is 4 inches by 1/2 inch. Oops, we got a visitor. And it goes across the bottom of this paper. Actually, you could probably cut this. I'm going to have to give my buddy an eviction notice here so we can actually see what it is I'm doing. So give me a second here and we'll move him along. Okay, so this piece again is 4 inches by 1/2 inch, which means you could probably cut this 3 3/4 inches square. I wasn't positive what I was doing when I started this, but if I move that up, that covers all the way across to the edges of the black, gives you plenty of room for this. Now, for the Christmas, let me tell you what I used for that. I used this die set, Words for the Season dies, and that is the Merry and the Christmas is what I used. And you really, for the Christmas, only need a piece that is about 3 3 1/4 by 1 is going to do it. I think maybe 1 1/4 if you want to be real generous on that. And so we need a piece of black like that, and then we need a piece of gold foil, and this needs to also be 1 inch, and this one can be 2 1/2, 2 3/4 of an inch, and I've already cut my pieces out, which is why my pieces look like that. All right, let's see what I can do about my buddy here. He's going to have to go. Okay, so, and on the inside, we need a piece of white that is 4 by 5 1/4, and then we can put our sentiment on the inside. The very first thing we're going to do is adhere our black to the front of our card. Okay, so this piece is going to go on the front of the card. Like I said, once you get your pieces cut on this one, it's pretty fast. So there we go, on there, and then we'll set this piece in place. Now this is slightly directional, so you just want to make sure that the way you're putting it on is really the way you want to see it. I think I need to refill my glue here. There we go. All right, so this one is going to go on the front with a similar margin. Oops, I've got it the wrong way. Like that. With maybe a little bit more margin at the top here. I'm going to scoot that down just a hair. There we go. And there we've got similar margin all the way around. Then we're going to add this piece across the bottom and put that over the bottom of this piece. I want to leave plenty of room for my Christmas on the bottom there, and set that in place and let that glue get its grip. Then I have Puccini got my camera completely discombobulated, and so I didn't realize it for a while, but I think this is where we were. I was just about to mount these die cut pieces on here, the Merry and the Christmas, and I put a dollop of wet glue on my silicone mat and then used the tip of this gun, and you could use the tip of a pokey tool or anything else, just to put little dots of glue underneath the words here, and then used a pair of tweezers to pick them up and put them in place. And I think that catches us up to where I was. And I don't know if I said before what this beautiful paper is, but it's called Traditions of Christmas 12 by 12 specialty designer paper. It's the one in the catalog that I really like, because it's got the most traditional colors of Christmas, and it's got poinsettias and these beautiful white flowers, and then this piece has little bits of black, which I just thought was stunning. Anyway, so now I'm to the point that I'm ready to put on my bling, and I've already stamped the inside, Wishing You a Year of Wonder. And that stamp set, again, is this one. You could say Wishing You a Year of Love, Light, Wonder, Magic. It's a fun little set, because you could, and it's got an and, so you could put Love and Wonder or Magic and Light. It could be really a fun stamp set to use through the holidays. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'm using one of these largest of these are probably retired, the gold rhinestones, and so I'm putting two big ones there. I'm using one of the smallest ones to dot my eye in Christmas. The die set cuts out the dot to dot your eye, but I didn't end up using it. And I'm just going to dot a couple of others around here on the card and get some bling where we can see it. And I think maybe one more right up there. And there we go. That is it. That is my project for the day. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, well, I'd love to be your demonstrator. And this is just my second Christmas card of the season. but I have a whole bunch of them designed, and so I'll be following on with Christmas cards and then few just like winter birthday cards and things like that. So I will be back soon with more cards, more tips, and more projects. Bye.